It didn't matter whether it was the commentary team of the King and JR or whether it was Taz and Michael Cole. They all told us the same thing every single week, and that was that WWE had the hottest women on television. Is that still the case? So we're going to look at this tier list and we're going to rank every single female on the main roster and NXT based of their attractiveness. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. This is what everybody wants, let's be honest. In my Raw review, I did like a 10-minute rant on how there's too much women's wrestling on Raw, SmackDown, NXT. It's just oversaturated. You're getting like 75% of the matches are women's matches, and that's just not good for wrestling. That's never been the case. Women have a role in wrestling. Yes, you can have women matches, but the show should not be dominated by women. Women have primarily been in wrestling for one reason and one reason only, their looks, and that's what we're going to dedicate this video to. I don't want to see two women trying to wrestle like Benoit and Angle, or I don't want to see two women trying to wrestle a powerhouse match like Cena versus Batista. I've no interest in seeing that. I don't even want to see two women wrestle like a luchador style match. I want to see that, then I'll watch Rey Mysterio versus, I don't know, Chavo Guerrero, or Rey Mysterio versus Billy Kidman, or Rey Mysterio versus Jamie Noble. You know, you get my point. You know, we want the men can do the good wrestling and the women can have the women fights. It is what it is. When like women and men do not fight the same. Even when you see like, and even when it's like untrained people fighting, you know, at least like the average man will be able to like throw a punch and grapple and stuff like this. Whereas the average female, you know, it's all like slaps and hair pulling and shit like that. It is what it is, and that's the way women's wrestling used to be, and that's when women's wrestling was great. You look at when women wrestling was at its peak. For me personally, the Ruthless Aggression era, you had the best women wrestlers of all time during that time. You had your Trish Stratus's, your Litas, all those people. I mean, they weren't trying to, the most popular women of all time as well, some like Tori Wilson, Stacy Keibler, Sable, you know, they weren't trying to do German suplexes, or nobody cared how many variations of a suplex they knew. They just wrestled at a female style, and it fucking worked for them because they were hot, they were attractive, and they actually had characters and personality, you know. You look at the women's wrestlers today, and they're all just boring. They all get in the ring, and just because they do some wrestling moves, they think that makes them Kurt Angle, you know. It fucking does not. Anyway, I'm here to rank them all. We've got a tier list. There's 6 different tiers. We've got S, A, B, C, D, and F. So you might be thinking, why is there 6 tiers? Are we basing this off numbers or whatnot? I mean, not really. For me, I'm going to try and just like simplify it. S is going to be 10 out of 10. You know, if you're S, then I think you're peak attractiveness. A will be like a 9 out of 10. B will be an 8 out of 10, someone who's very hot but maybe not quite at the top level. C will be in the 6 to 7 range, where you're pretty good looking, you're decent. D is going to be average, mid, 4 to 5, like the bare minimum. And then F's going to be, let's be honest, you simply are not attractive enough to be a wrestler. And there's nothing wrong with that. You know, that's not me being mean, but some people are just not cut out for certain roles. When you look at actors back in the day, you know, Brad Pitt got certain roles that other guys that were like fat and 450 pounds just would not have got, because whether it be Hollywood, whether it be movies, even when it comes to music, you look at the entertainment business, sometimes good singers don't necessarily get number ones and they don't have successful careers. Sometimes it's people that just look attractive and look appealing. They get manufactured into being, you know, the big stars. So, I mean, looks have always played a part, and it doesn't matter what we're talking about. In this case, yes, we're talking about wrestling, but it doesn't really matter. You know, looks have always been important in life, and that's what we're going to be ranking this on. I'm not going to waste too much time on each person, and I'm going to be basing this off their current, like, physical attraction levels. So, for example, yes, there may have been some women on this 10 years ago I would have put in a higher category, but I'm going to be basing it on what we've got right here, right now. You can play along at home. You can let me know down in the comments if I'm blind, and you can let me know if I got it spot on or if I'm dead wrong. It's entirely up to you. So S is like a 10, A is a 9, B is an 8, C is 6/7, D is 4/5, and F is you're just not, you know, pretty enough to be a wrestler. As simple as that, right? Up first, we're going to go with AJ Lee, an older looking AJ Lee. I don't really like her new style. I don't like the muscular tone she's put on her body. I'm going to stick AJ Lee in a C, and I make no mistake about it. In her first run, I'd definitely put her probably in A, to be fair, but for now, I'm going to put her in C. Asuka, getting older. I still think she looks okay. I'm going to stick Asuka in D, though. I mean, she's 45 years old. Should have definitely packed it in and retired a long time ago. But, I think Asuka is, she's a decent looking woman, but she's getting old. All right, up next, Bayley. People say they would, walk to the fucking edge of the earth for this woman, crawl through hot stones and all this bullshit, bullshit. She's got a good body, a banging body, but facial attraction just is not there. People compare her to Snoopy the dog. That's probably, being generous. I'm going to put her bottom of D. I think Bayley is just about sneaking into D here. Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch, sometimes I think she's hot, sometimes I think she's not so much. I'm going to stick Becky Lynch top of C, though. Top of C. And I could definitely make a case for B, but I'm going to go top of C for now. Ivy Nile, it's going to be D. I just do not rate Ivy Nile. I'm going to stick her in D. Right, up next I've got Io Sky. I think Io Sky's fucking very attractive. I think she's beautiful, so I'll put her in B for beautiful, but yeah, that's where I'm sticking Io Sky. Kairi Sane, not that impressed with Kairi. We'll go. I'll go top of D. She's probably the most attractive person. Or did I go C? I'll go C. I think maybe D is a bit too harsh. I mean, she's about 10 years younger than Asuka. Right, Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan's got to be an S for me, 100%. Liv Morgan is. I mean, did I say S? I'm going to stick her in A. Although I could definitely see why she would go in the S category for sure. Lyra Valkyria, Bird Woman. I'm going to go. Lyra Valkyria. I'm going to go top of D, or like, no, you know what? I'll go. These are my Becky Stampers. Well, you can stomp your position at the bottom of C here. Actually, no, I'm going to go D. I'm going to go bottom of D. Right, Maxine Dupree. Very attractive woman. Maxine Dupree's going to go into the A category next to Liv Morgan. Natalia, the Boat. I've just never found Natalia attractive. A shitload of plastic surgery now. Basically an OnlyFans whore. She's getting the F. She's getting the first F. Natalia, get fucked. You're out of here. Nikki Bella. Again, very hot, very attractive. I'm going to stick Nikki Bella in the... We'll go with the B, Maybe it should have been higher a couple of years ago, maybe 5 years ago, but it is what it is. Right, Raquel Rodriguez, very tall, very masculine. I'm going to stick her in... there's something I like about Raquel Rodriguez, but, I'll stick her in D, I'll stick her in D. Rhea Ripley, not for me, just looks like the Slender Man. I just cannot stand Rhea Ripley's look, and I understand when she's not got the makeup on and stuff like this, she is fairly attractive, but the tattoos and shit, that's just ruined her for me. I don't like tattoos, especially not that many, and the constant makeup, and I've got to go with her appearance on Raw, and yes, when you strip all that down, she is fairly attractive, but I'm going based on what we see from her on WWE TV, and what we see I don't like, so I'm going to stick Rhea Ripley in the F category. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. Right, Roxanne Perez. Roxanne Perez. Where do we stick Roxanne Perez? I am going to go... right, this is... I know people are going to be like, what are you doing? What have you done? You've lost the plot. And I probably have lost the plot. You're simping. Son of Scotland, you're simp. Maybe I am. I'm going to put Roxanne Perez in S. Probably my favourite female right now in WWE. Attractiveness-wise, probably. I don't know. Maybe there'll be someone on this list that I put above her. Is S too high? I mean, maybe. It probably is, but, personal favourite. So, yeah, Stephanie Fakir. She's attractive. I think I'll put Stephanie Fakir in the B category. Maybe stick her above Io Sky. Zoe Stark is an F for me. Yeah, I'm going to put her lower than Natalia and Rhea Ripley. Alba Fire. just scrapes into the D. I'm going bottom of D. Alexa Bliss, oof, all-time favourite. She's looking older now, but still an absolute smoke show. I'm going to put Alexa Bliss top of S. I don't care. I don't care. Alexa Bliss for me is S tier. You know, maybe Liv Morgan should have been S tier as well. B-Fab, probably not. No, I'm going to stick B-Fab in here. I'm going to stick B-Fab in behind Raquel Rodriguez. Bianca Belair, you know, she's reasonably attractive. I think I'll stick her in here. I'll stick her at bottom of C. Candice LeRae. I think Candice LeRae is hotter than Major. I'm going to stick Candice LeRae in. I'm going to stick her in bottom of C as well. I actually think she's alright looking. Charlotte, nah, not for me. I mean, sometimes she looks okay, but just way too much plastic. I'm not going to put her on F. I don't want to disqualify her, but sometimes she does fucking look like a... she looks like 75-year-old Cher sometimes. I will stick her in... I'll stick her behind Asuka. Chelsea Green. Don't mind Chelsea Green. I'll stick Chelsea Green in the... I'm going to stick Chelsea Green in the... I'll stick her behind Becky Lynch. Bang. Julia, seen some non-makeup photos, didn't look too great, but for the most part, you know, I think Julia's alright. I'm going to stick Julia... we'll stick her... I'll stick her in here beside AJ Lee and Chelsea Green. Jade Cargill, I mean, she's attractive enough, but just too masculine for me. I'm not a big fan. I will stick her though. Where will we stick her? I'll maybe stick her top of D. Maxie, Jordan Grace is an F for me. Probably, the lowest so far. Not for me. Jordan Grace, don't want to look at her. Kiana James, I mean, she's alright. I think I'll stick Kiana James. I think we'll go bottom of C for me. Lash Legend, it's going to be an F. I will stick her behind Natalia. Michin, Botox-faced Michin. Michin's alright looking, I guess, if you kind of squint your eyes a wee bit and close them and don't look. I'm going to go with, I'm going to stick Michin in the... We'll go D. We'll go D. We'll go above Alba Fire, why not? I'll go above Ivy Nile as well. Naomi... Never really found Naomi attractive at all, but we'll stick her. I'll stick her in here. I'll stick her behind Michin. Nia Jax is an F, just too fucking fat, but she's probably more attractive. I'll stick her in here. Not as attractive as Rhea, but we'll stick her in between Nia, Natalia, and Lash Legend. Nikki Cross. FIFA victory! Right, I know I did say I was going to judge it based on their appearance, but for her, I will pretend that she's not wearing the mask and she's not wearing the face paint. Nikki Cross, I'd say she's a D. I'm going to stick her in, I'll stick her in between Michin and Naomi. Piper Niven, it's a fucking F, just a big fat fuck at the end of the day. I'm going to stick her, but I'm going to stick her above... Yeah, I'm sorry, Jordan Grace. I just cannot get on board with Jordan Grace. And Zoe Stark looks like a monkey, so, yeah, I'll stick her in here. Tiffany Stratton. Used to think Tiffany was, top bollocks and all this shit, but, it looks very plasticky. I think, just looks like a Barbie doll. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing, but, yeah, I'm just not really too obsessed on the whole Tiffany Stratton look at the moment. I think we'll stick Tiffany Stratton probably maybe bottom of... I don't know, maybe behind... I think I prefer Becky. How far do we go down? AJ Lee, she's looking old, but I prefer... I'm going to go in here. And people might think, what, you've lost the plot putting Tiffany Stratton this low down. That's my opinion, yeah. I think she looks very fake looking. I don't know, it's hard to explain. Selena. I like Selena Vega. I'm going to put Selena Vega in the... I'm going to put her in here. I'm going to stick Selena Vega in between Selena... I'm going to stick her in between Io and Nikki Bella. So there you go, B. Right, Adriana Riso. I mean, she looks alright, Adriana Riso. I'm trying to remember the people at NXT here, see how attractive I actually find them. I'm trying to... she's not bad looking, I guess. We'll go with Where will we stick her? You know, I'll stick her in. I'll stick her behind Tiffany Stratton, Ariana Grace, Santino's daughter. She's all right looking. We're going to stick her. We'll maybe stick her in beside. Maybe in front of Adriana Grace or Adriana Riso. Right, Blake Monroe. I think Blake Monroe's very attractive, but I do think she looks very old. And I don't know, I can't help it. I just look at Blake Monroe. She looks older than 27, you know? She just looks older than 27. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think she's attractive, and maybe the face that she's pulling there doesn't necessarily help her. But I just think Blake Monroe looks old, you know, and when she's like 40, she'll probably look about 60. But it is what it is. I'm going to stick Blake Monroe, and I mean, I can't deny she's fucking hot, but I mean, where are we going to stick her? I'm going to stick her, I'm going to probably above Julia. We'll go in here. I think we'll go maybe above Chelsea Green. Maybe above Beck. You know what? I'm going to go in B. I'll go B behind Nikki Bella. Fallon Henley. I think she's another attractive woman. I think we'll go. I think we'll stick her in top of C. Izzy Dame. Izzy Dame is hot. I think I'm going to stick Izzy Dame in the A category. She can be beside Maxine and Liv Morgan for sure. JC Jane, not very attractive, weird looking woman to be fair. I think we'll stick her. I prefer Asuka, I do. To prefer Charlotte, I don't know. Probably not. I think I'll stick JC Jane in between Charlotte and Asuka. Jada Parker. Attractive, massive fucking ass. That's got to count for something. I'm going to stick Jada Parker in the. I'm going to stick her in B. You know, I think she's an attractive woman. Jordan Grace, another one. Wait, why is Jordan Grace on here twice? What the fuck has happened here? There's been a mistake. Well, she's going to the bottom twice. Screw it. Carmen Petrovic. I mean, another just hot blonde. What can you say about NXT? They've got all these hot blondes, so I'm going to stick her in. Probably stick her in B. Yeah, I'll stick her in B, why not? Clanny Jordan, she's alright. I will stick Clanny Jordan and I'll stick her behind Adriana Riso. Kendall Gray. Got one of those big Junos, I think. One of those big Triple H schnauzers. I'm not sure. Where do we stick her? We'll stick her in, I think we'll stick her in, I don't know, maybe top of C or bottom of C. Stick her in there, why not? Lainey Reed. Sounds like a porn star name or something, doesn't it? We'll stick her in beside Kendall Gray. Lola Fice. Another attractive woman. I think we'll stick Lola Fice in the. We'll stick her maybe in the B category. Why not? Right, Nikita Lyons. Nah, just not really. Doesn't really do it for me. Just I don't like her body shape. I really don't. But I will stick her probably below. Maybe between Charlotte. I don't know. In there, maybe. I think I prefer Charlotte. I don't know. I'll stick her in there. Sol Ruka. There's just something about Sol Ruka that I really, really like. I don't know what it is, but there's something about Sol Ruka that's, I don't know, great looking. I think we'll stick Sol Ruka in, maybe not above Stephanie Fakir. I think I prefer Io. Maybe Selena. I'm going to stick her in here between Selena and Nikki Bella. Tatum Paxley, another woman that I find hot. We'll stick her. You know, we'll stick her probably. I'm going to stick her behind Jada Parker, maybe. Tia Hale, again, reasonably attractive. Why not? I think we'll stick her in the C category. I'm going to put her above Tiffany Stratton, maybe, or below. We'll go below. Ren Sinclair, again, another okay-looking woman. We'll stick her in the C category, I think. Maybe above Candice. Possibly. We'll just stick her beside our wee NXT buddies. And then last but not least, we've got Saria, who haven't really seen without the makeup and the face paint on, but I just find her totally unattractive, so I'm going to stick her behind Nia. Maybe in here. Behind Nia, but in front of Lash Legend. Boom! So that's my list, guys. That's my preferred list. And you might be thinking, what the hell is going on here? Why are these your top two? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it's the 5 foot thing. Maybe I just like the smaller, more feminine looking women. But yeah, nah. The big, taller women, the more butch, masculine looking women with muscles, that doesn't do it for me. So yeah. That's my list there. I think that's not a bad list, you know. That's how I would rank them on attractiveness, and who knows, maybe I could wake up tomorrow and change my mind. I could wake up tomorrow and probably go, yeah, you know what, maybe these two should be dropped down a tier, maybe these three should be maybe up the tier. I could change it, I could move it up, I could move it down, but I don't know, wasn't thinking about it too serious. It's not like I've got a gun pointed to my head, but all in all, I'm seeing a trend that Raw seems to have the more attractive women. Raw and NXT, they seem to have more, at least the way I've ranked it, but let me know what you guys think down below. Plus, I don't know, maybe it's just a style, but I always think like Roxanne Perez, she comes out and she always looks hot, you know, she always looks sexy, she's always wearing like tights or like fishnets, or she's always looking like good clothes, you know, and that helps. Even attires in the ring as well. You know, some women are attractive, but they just don't really help themselves with their outfits and their appearance and shit like that, but no, I think Roxanne Perez is always wearing good stuff, and had this been like 5 years ago, I would have put Alexa Bliss in front, but is what it is. That's my list, guys. Let me know what you think down below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Leave a like, leave a comment, and until next time, peace.